I think it tends to be a little rougher because it's not aged as
Oh
much.
god, I already think whiskey's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think tequila is keto.
I think what whiskey is.
Okay. Yeah, make us some. Yeah, tequila is keto.
Well, I think rum is too, though. Rum's weird. A lot of things are keto.
But rum has too much. I have
Does
rum
it?
also. Yeah.
I would kill myself, that's true.
It is. Did you not know that? That's why I really don't drink it. That bottle's been there for like a year and a half. I really don't drink rum.
Bacardi's good.
Yeah.
I like dark rum.
I think we got that for Killian's birthday, one of them. Because, we're Hispanic, so we drink heavily at children's birthdays.
Hey Siri, is rum keto? Hard liquors like you. Hey Siri, is rum
Oh, wait.
keto?
You want this.
Hard liquors like vodka, whiskey, rum, and tequila are naturally carb-free and therefore appropriate for the keto diet. Let's go.
You can get wasted. Yeah, half of that stuff. Yeah.
Holding up.
Holding up. Because people can make things.
Not me.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do a deep dive on that.
Just making sure everybody can see how hefty I am.
But I was about to tell you before I went and brought water upstairs. So, the bracelet thing, I think it's more of a Hispanic thing.
Okay.
You want to hear something crazy that always makes Sav lose her mind? So apparently, I don't know if it's specifically Cuban. I think it is. Keeping the parents' bracelet, keeping your children's first lost tooth, clasp it, and it goes on the fucking... My mother had, I don't know why.
Wait, is that a mark thing?
I think it's a Cuban thing.
Is it?
And so my mother has 2 teeth on this gold bracelet. One for me and one for my brother.
It's honestly super metal and I'm about it.
It's wild.
That sounds super cool.
Sav loses her mind.
No, I think that's awesome. Have we ever done that?
We always close the door. I've
never closed a door in my life. So.
Well, it's time to open them. So,
I'm going to start out with the stories about the girls that knew I was gay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Because if I don't, I'll lose my mind. I will not remember it again.
That's what we were supposed to do last time.
So, the first girl that knew I was gay before I knew I was gay. And here's the thing. I would like to think that she knew I was gay, but I don't know. Because maybe she was gay and she was just trying to
She's trying to convert you?
Maybe. This was probably in either freshman year of high school or sophomore year. And we were friends, and she smoked a lot of weed. So she was always trying to get me to smoke with her. And I was kind of not about that life in high school because I had these plans to go in the military, and I knew I couldn't be doing drugs, and I didn't want to get arrested or any of that stuff. So I didn't partake. And one night she was like, come over or whatever, we're just hanging, you don't have to smoke or anything. I'm like, cool. So I go into her basement, which is...
Typical setup.
Should have known straight at the get-go that something gay was going to occur. So we go into the basement, and she's smoking a bowl, and her friend is there who's also kind of a odd person. And she's smoking whatever we're hanging. And I'm always like, you probably shouldn't smoke so much weed. I think,
you should take it easy. We're bordering on going over recreational.
Yeah, I was like, because I was like, we're young, maybe you shouldn't be doing so much weed. Maybe that's not great for you. And as somebody who's trying to go to college maybe or something. Anyway, so, she would always laugh. And she was like, do you want to hit my bowl? She would always ask. And that night in particular, I was like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And it doesn't matter what I do in life. If I'm partaking in something, I need clear-cut instructions. So I'm like, how do I do this? You know, I'm like, how do I do weed? Like, how do I engage in this activity? And she was like, well, you're gonna light the bowl and then inhale. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta do two things at once. I gotta do two things at once. I'm in trouble. And so I'm like, okay. And I was like, how hard, like, how much do I inhale? And she's like, well, the deeper you inhale, the better it's gonna be, like, for getting high or something. So I was like, okay. So I grab it, I light it, I inhale so deeply, like wildly deep. I'm like, you say deep? I'm like, I'm just gonna go, and I get in there.
Chest puffed out.
Oh yeah, I was like, as much as I possibly can. And you know, the whole time while this is happening, I'm like, I just want her to think I'm cool, because I think she's cool and I like her, so I was like, I want her to think I'm cool, so I'm gonna hit this weed and I'm gonna do it really good. I do it, and I fall to the ground coughing, like so hard, just like can't breathe coughing. And she's laughing, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, man, I'm such a loser. She's gonna think I'm such a nerd now, like, you know, I screwed up, whatever. And I go to the bathroom to kind of like chill, and then I'm like, oh, man, I'm fucking fucked up. You know, like I'm in the bathroom. Like,
so it hit you that fast?
Yeah. Well, because I wasn't doing anything. I didn't do any drugs, and I didn't drink, and I inhaled so deeply. And then apparently when you smoke weed, if you cough a lot, like it helps you get higher. I don't really know if that's...
I've never heard about that. Maybe because you're like inhaling and exhaling, like it's just circulating more. I'm not sure.
I don't know. But my dad, who smokes a lot of weed, says that. Anyway, so I kind of started to get a little like messed up, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, all right, we're done. We did this activity. I feel like my lungs hurt. I'm going to go back and sit down. So we're sitting on the couch, we're hanging out, and at some point she gets up to do something, and then she comes back and sits on my lap. And I think, I'm incredibly dense, so I was just like...
She wanted a comfy seat.
Yeah, I don't know, she just wanted to like hang out. Like, it's cool, like, no biggie.
All my friends sit on my lap.
0 friends up to that point have sat on my lap. But in my head, I was like, yeah, cool, she's like very free, you know, she's doing weed. You know, she's
so spiritual.
She's so free-spirited. She's sitting on my lap. It's all good.
You thought everything else but what was actually
correct. Yeah. So she's sitting on my lap, and she's like, "Is this okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever. It's like it's good. No worries." I'm also a little bit stoned, so like things are chill. I'm like, "Yeah, whatever. So no biggie." Anyway, she goes in to kiss me, like she starts leaning in, and so I'm like kind of on the couch, like reclining, and she's sitting on my lap, and she starts to lean in, and I'm like, fuck? And I stood up, and she fell onto the ground, and I was like, what the fuck? And she was like, what? And I was like, I'm not fucking gay. I was like, why would you kiss me? Why would you try to kiss me? And she was like, it's okay, I'm sorry.
My bad.
And
you are sending out these signals.
Dude, I don't, like, whatever. I had no idea my gaydar is bad, so maybe I was. I had no idea. I didn't look particularly gay in high school. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't wearing makeup yet. That was a post-high school situation. But,
So your gayness is like an IR strobe. Everybody else can see it.
Dude, I just...
Everybody else can see it.
I don't think I looked particularly gay. Too bad that I can't pull up a picture on this to be like, I don't know. Did I look gay in high school? I'm not sure. But maybe I did.
I mean, if you look like you did in the pictures I have seen, like of you in like EMT school, like long hair and more.
No, because I
girly.
Because that was, you know, after all that stuff. And I was wearing makeup then. In high school, I didn't really wear any makeup, but, you know, if anybody gay ends up watching this, I wore a lot of Bermuda shorts. Which apparently is, like...
That's so gay.
So gay! I never wore cargo shorts, but it was always Bermuda shorts. God. Anyway...
You wear Guy Harvey fishing shirts too? Like, Jesus Christ.
No, I just wear a lot of t-shirts. They were always guy shirts, though. I never wore
Yeah, you're like, these are more comfy.
Actually, I don't remember. I might have worn some female shirts, which I never really liked them because they were very fitted and, like, I'm fat right now, but when I'm not fat, I have a very hourglass shape. So it started to hug my curves, and it made me super uncomfortable.
Well, I was going to say, I think it's more of like a big boob thing.
Well, you can avoid those.
No, but I'm saying like a men's shirt's gonna accommodate more space up top. They're cut differently.
I guess like that didn't even bother me. It was that it cinched so much in my waist, and I did not.
Yeah,
like
they're
that.
like tapered.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, they're cut completely different.
I was like, I don't like that. I was like, this is fucking weird. But anyway, yeah. So she went to kiss me. I stood up. I got super nervous.
Did you wait? She was on your lap, so did you stand up and like launch her off you?
Yes.
That's so good. Like just on the floor.
I fully stood up. I fully stood up, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And she was like, "Sorry," and I was like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? And I was panicking. I was like really nervous. And she was like, it's not a big deal. Like, it's okay. Like, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. And I was like, okay. Didn't think much about that until like later in my life. And I was like, huh, that's strange. And then the other time, many years later, I would say probably about...
Wait, so with that girl, that was it?
That was it.
That was it. So
she behaved herself after that.
She what?
She behaved herself after that. She told me
so
what happened again, and she didn't.
But did you guys hang out? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we hung out. Also, possibly strange and maybe indicator that, you know, she wanted something. She would always tell me all the time how much she liked me.
Previously. And you're like, I like you too, bro.
No, even like after that event.
Oh, okay.
She would just be like, I care so much about you. And I'd be like, yeah, I care about you too, man. And she was like, no, I care so much about you. Like, I really love you. Like, you're such a good friend of mine. I don't know, man. Anyway. And my friends were like, that's weird. Because she was not really in my friend group. We were friends. Separate.
I think she respected that you said no, but she was like, she's 100% gay.
I wonder if I hurt her. I don't know.
Physically, probably, if you launched her off.
She was tiny. Than me. But most women are. So, yeah. So I stood up and freaked out. And we lost touch. She ended up dating a friend of mine.
Guy or girl?
A guy.
Okay. She was just trying to get close to you.
I don't know.
She was making some sacrifices.
My friends were not a huge fan of her. Because she was a little chaotic, you know? She was a little crazy.
A lot of drugs, kissing girls when they all want to be kissed. Yeah, I mean, I get it.
She's a little chaotic. Yeah, she ended up dating a friend of mine. I don't know. We ended up either losing touch or just not talking very much. But I've reached out to her since, because she's kind of cute. And so...
You're like, hold on, now I want you to kiss me.
Yeah. I've been trying to like kind of reach out to her, be like, hey, how are you doing? Whatever. You know, but it never really goes anywhere.
Responses.
Because again, I'm wondering now, as I'm sitting here talking about the story, I'm like, maybe I really hurt her. Like, maybe I was her crush and I fucked it up. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so that was the first time, and then like many years later, I would say like 4 or 5 years later, I got a job at Vans, you know, the shoe company.
I'm aware of
skate
what Vans
company.
are.
I don't know, whatever. Anyway, it's not a company that sells Vans. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the ones that you work in.
I've never met any yet, despite the fact that they use a van in their logo. I've never once thought about them selling vehicles.
I don't know. The people that watch this might. You never know. Anyway,
those are my fans.
I'm working for the shoe company Vans, and there's a gay girl that works there, okay. And I liked her as a person. You know, I never was in my mind like, oh, I'm not like her. I was just like, I like her. She's fun. She's cool. I like hanging out with her, and she was just like a very nice, kind person. And then another girl ended up getting hired, like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 months after me. And she was way more, like, empowered as a gay person. Whereas the other girl she was gay, but, like, it wasn't, like, something she talked about or really cared, you know, to discuss or whatever. She was just...
She was gay and that was it.
The other one was like, I'm gay and I'm hitting on women. Like, let's go. Like, and she came up to me one day at work and was like, you're gay. And I was like, excuse me?
That's just no context, no lead.
I think we were maybe talking about guys I've been with or something, you know, like, how many guys have you kissed? Like, how many guys have you had sex with? Like, something like that, you know, like, you know, shit like younger girls talk about. And then she was like, you're gay. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I've been with guys. And she's like, no, you're gay.
No, you're gay.
And
she's like, I don't want to see one.
And at the time I was working at Vans, I was wearing a lot of makeup. I did have long hair. I was, you know, I was kind of doing like that skater vibes-ish, but like...
By the way, as I'm sure you've learned now living in Florida, none of what you just stated means you're gay or straight.
Right.
Like,
So, right, but I'm saying like there wasn't the girl that the two girls I was working with they did look gay. You know, like one had really short hair, she wore boy clothes. The other one was just I don't know. You can tell by her energy, I guess, like, that she was just very like a masculine energy to her, but still was very feminine. But she was just like, you're gay. And I'm like, I'm not. And she's like, listen to me. You are. You might not think about it now, and it might not be something you're ready to talk about, but you're gay. And I was like, you're fucking nuts. I'm not gay. Truthfully, maybe I was at that point. I didn't know, but I've never... I don't know. I guess at that point in my life, I was always like, I'm not gay. I couldn't be gay. I'm not fucking gay. Like, I wouldn't be gay. Even my brother was super gay. My brother was gay since he left the vagina. That was the last time I think he touched a vagina. Was when he was born.
He saw it and he's like, it's not for me.
He came out of that and he was like, I will never be going near that again. So, yeah. And he never had, it was like, he was so gay that like he never had to have any conversation with my parents or me. Like, we knew he was gay. Like, one night
you guys told him.
Dude, no, like, one night I came home and I'm in the kitchen and I'm having like dinner, like grabbing a late dinner, and my brother walks in a slutty construction worker outfit. He's wearing like cutoff jeans.
And it was March.
So high, and he's wearing no shirt, just the orange vest. And I was like, what's up? It was October. Obviously, it was for fucking Halloween.
Oh, I don't know.
That's what it was about. That was his Halloween outfit. Okay. And I was like, and he was wearing like Tim's, you know, but just not like tied or anything. Just wearing Tim's, the cutoff jean shorts, and the construction vest. And I think maybe he had a hat, but he wasn't wearing it. And I was like, what's up? And he's like, what's up? And I was like, eating dinner. And I was like, are you going into work? And he was like, no. He's not. My brother is the opposite of me as far as humor. He was like, what are you talking about, stupid?
He's like, you know I don't work at a company.
You know I don't work construction. But yeah, so that's not been anything. But I've always been like, I'm not gay, I'm not fucking gay. Also, I think people have some kind of a misconception with gayness in New York. Because I'm from Long Island, and New York City is not Long Island. And I think that if you're gay in New York City, it's a different experience if you're gay on Long Island. Like, my brother had a very good friend who was walking home one night, and he was very flamboyantly gay, and these dudes in a pickup truck threw bottles at him. So, Long Island is very heavy conservative and very heavy Republican.
I feel like they're very heavy on the homophobia and very heavy on the racism.
Yeah, like... Long Island, and you can look this up, Long Island is one of the most segregated places in the United States.
Oh, that reminds me. I was way off on the date I gave you last time I was there. I told you like 2017.
Yeah.
Think more like 2011.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was still in high school then.
Yeah,
I was still in high school.
Off. I listened back to it and I was like, 2017. I was like, no, def not. No,
I was in
way
high school.
before that.
I was a junior.
I was like, wait, no, this was right after college. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, but so like, yeah, so it's not exactly like and it's kind of like they're to your face, like, oh yeah, like homosexuality is fine, or like you're gay, no biggie. But like behind closed doors, like they're like fags.
As soon as that sun sets.
Yeah, and because there's so much like homophobia, it definitely has, obviously as homophobia does, really negative consequences to the people that are gay. Because there were so many instances, like I remember one of the biggest scandals that happened when I was in school was another high school had like, in the boy, it was like, I think it was like maybe their soccer team, maybe lacrosse team, I don't know. Oh, it was the lacrosse team, because lacrosse is really big on Long Island.
Right, yeah.
So it was the boys lacrosse team in the locker room shoved a bunch of broomsticks up some other boys' butts.
That's rough.
And we were like, that's crazy. But, I mean, I'm sure some of those people had some sort of internalized homophobia and were lashing out in some ways. So, yeah, people, I think, have this conception like, oh, you're from New York, like, you could totally... And it's just not like that on Long Island. So, I do think, like, a little bit of it was like, I'm not going to be a fag. Like, I'm not going to be gay. I'm not fucking gay. Like, it just never...
You didn't want... You subconsciously didn't want to make yourself a target.
I didn't even want to think about it. Like, It wasn't even... Did not cross my mind. Like, I wanted to be on this real straight and narrow path, you know, super straight, very narrow. So anyway, she's like, you're gay. I'm like, no, I'm not. Whatever. And then I think it was maybe, I saw her maybe 3 or so years later when I was working a security job. And I saw her, she saw me, came up, I hugged her, I'm like, how are you? And she, right up, because at that point I was out, and she came up to me and she was like, you're gay. And I was like, I'm gay. And she was like,
You
knew
knew
it. At the time though, I was kind of going more like bi. Like I was like, I don't know, some guys are kind of alright. And she was like, okay, but you like girls, you like girls. And I was like, I love women. I love women. So that was funny. And they knew before I did, I guess.
Did you feel better, like a relief, when you were just like, came to the realization?
No, because again, like I never even thought about it.
No, but I'm saying, once you were just like, oh, I am gay. Was it like a...
Oh, instead of being bi?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, once you were like, fully like, oh yeah,
No.
You know what?
No.
I do like the gals.
I like gals only. No.
You know what, this is my thing. Just this is my thing.
I mean, I think, so when I first was like, oh shit, I like women, I saw a girl, and she was very open and honest about who she was, and that she liked women, and that she liked guys, and whatever. And she was very flirty, and she was very hot. And I was like, wait a second. I think I like girls. And it literally happened like that. I saw her, was attracted to her, and actually when I first figured out, like I was like, I kind of think she's hot, I started getting so fucking scared. I was really nervous. I was like, oh, whoa. I was like, whoa, uh-oh, I like girls. Like, what's gonna happen now? Like, this is probably bad. This is probably not what I want to be doing. And I was scared. And so I told her, I was like, listen, like, I think I might like girls. I'm not sure. I think you're attractive. And then she was like, okay. Like, that's okay. Like, explore that or whatever. Rest is history on that one. But, yeah, I was, like, really nervous. And then the more I watched her, I kind of, like, was like, oh, this is okay. That's okay. I didn't tell people, though. Like, I was not telling people.
It's like nobody, friends, family, you were just like...
So I eventually told my friends after probably, like, a week or two of being like, okay, I think I'm gay. I told my close friends, and I told my parents, which is a story I tell a lot of people, especially on, like, National Coming Out Day, because I think it's funny. We were out to dinner for my dad's birthday. And...
Solid gift.
Factually accurate. We were at a restaurant he really likes, and we ordered, and we're sitting there, and I said something, and one of the things my dad always used to like to say was, I can't wait to meet the guy, Samantha. Like, I can't wait to meet the guy that just somehow, you and him are gonna somehow, like, make that work out.
Was he being serious, or was he kind of being sarcastic? Like,
no, he legitimately was like, you're a wild individual, and I can't wait to meet the guy. And, not in, like, you're gay. He was just like, I can't wait to meet the dude that you end up settling with, because you're wild. Anyway, so he had made some sort of comment like that, and I said, well, actually, I kind of like, I like girls, too. And my parents looked at me, and I was like, I think I like girls. And I'm like, I haven't done anything with any girls, and, I don't know, like 100%, but like there's some girls I find attractive. And as I said those final words, the waitress came up and went, "What the lobster?" And I was like, God, I'm doing a thing right now. And my dad was like, me. And I was like, fuck, dude. And she's like, what is this? What is this? And I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. So the food, is on the table, and, I'm, like, just sitting there, like, because I just said all this stuff, and my parents haven't said anything. And, my mom goes, well, whatever, we just want you to be happy. And I was like, cool. And my dad's like, yeah, we just want you to be happy. Like, whatever makes you happy, we're good with. And I was like, but I kind of didn't anticipate anything really crazy or bad happening because my brother was gay. And he already, forged that path for me. So I wasn't expecting to go to dinner.
He took the heat
but there was no heat. My parents were always, like, cool with it. It was never an issue, whatever. But he also never had to, like, sit down with him and be like, I'm gay. So... I don't know if they were like holding out for a secret wife at some point or something. But yeah, so that was that. And then at some point I transitioned into just liking girls. And I was like, actually, you know what? I am going to kill the next guy I come across because it's a nightmare. But the thing is
we're terrible.
Where I was getting, where I was getting with this was that I think that sexuality is fluid, but I only think it's fluid if you're open to it. So like there was such a large portion of my life where I was not open to that thought process, and then when I finally became open to that process, I was like, shit, I like tits. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be open to it. I really, really do. And I think people, when you say sexuality is fluid, that they automatically think you mean, oh, I'm going to be gay at some point. And no, you might really just be straight. But I do think it's a spectrum. I do think some people can, go down that road and they might walk away from it as well. It might just be something that they want to experience at that time in their life. But it is such a, I guess, contested thought in America for some reason, like, especially with dudes, I know. Because as a guy, being gay and being gay as a girl is very different experiences. Because I knew a lot of guys that wanted to maybe experiment, but they were fucking scared. Because they were like, if I go to a bar and I hit on a guy and he's not gay, he's going to beat the shit out of me.
Well, but I think a lot of it also is like, it's not like girls. Like, a girl can't just go. A girl can just go experiment. Yeah. A guy can't. Exactly. Like, there's a big stigma on it.
Exactly. There's so much stigma around it. So, like, I think that it's a spectrum. I mean, like, there are guys that are like, in the bedroom, they're like, I won't put anything up my butt because I'm not gay. And it's like, I don't know how to tell you this. That doesn't make you gay. Right. It doesn't. But that, for so many guys, they cannot see past that. They're like, gay, gay, gay. Yeah. And it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter if you're like, there's this magical thing called a prostate. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You cannot get that far in a conversation. It's just, I'm not gay. I'm not gay. I'm not a fag. Like, nuh-uh, not me. No one's putting anything up my butt. And I also want to be like, you can be gay and not get shit up your butt. Right. Like, there are dudes that don't take it. Like, whatever.
I tell people, I had a conversation with someone because someone we mutually knew was like, I kind of always thought he might have been like bi. Yeah. Because he just a little bit softer. Okay. Like the way his mannerisms and stuff. I'm like, well, whatever. He was always with girls. Okay. And then later on the road, I hear, hey, I think he did something with a guy or whatever. And I'm like, cool, man. Like, that's... And he's like, but he's nervous. He didn't want anybody knowing because he's like, I don't want people to think I'm gay. I'm like, dude, I'm going to tell you. This is the example I use. I'm like, listen, some people are just the Freddie Mercurys of the world, and they just like to fuck. Truth. Because that guy, yes, he was like with a lot of... He was with a lot of guys. And he was overtly like gay for that time. Mm-hmm. But that dude fucked everything. Yeah. Everybody and everything fucking... He just liked to get... Just fuck on. It's like... Some people are like that. Yeah. Like, and if you just tie them into, like, you're either gay, straight, like, it doesn't always work that way.
And then there's so many layers, and, like, I think people get also super angry at the fact that they're like, there's so many different kinds of things that a person can be today. They can be demi and pan, and I don't know what all of these things are. I'm going to be fucking mad about it. And it's like, bro, it isn't that deep, first of all. Second of all, if maybe you could just calm down for 5 seconds and think about it, you could understand that those layers are actually way more freeing than you thought. Like, maybe you're not gay. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're pansexual. Maybe you're attracted to people and not genders. Mm-hmm. But you say that, and then typically the response from guys is fucking gay. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no area for discussion, which is sad, honestly. It's fucking really, really sad.
It's hard to get people that are okay with discussing that. Yeah. Yeah. It really is.
And I also, primarily my entire life have had more dude friends than I've had girlfriends. Mm-hmm. And I've hung out with a lot of boys. And I, always picked professions and activities and hobbies that are very male-centric. And also, unfortunately, have a element of frattiness to it, like the boys club, you know what I mean? So when you start hanging around a lot of those guys, then your thought process is also like, I'm not going to be gay, you know? I'm not gay. I'm not gonna be that person. So, like, you know, I was fucking nervous when I was like, I found out I was like girls. I was like, this is a problem. This is a fucking problem. And then when I met this one girl that, you know, kind of changed that for me, I saw how much she didn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. She was like, I don't care. Like, yeah, I like women, and I'll fucking take your girl. Like, damn!
I only worked with her briefly, but I did work with this one chick. She was under the, I won't say which store, but she was under the Foot Locker umbrella.
Oh, okay.
Right? One of the many stores. She was small chick, not really pretty.
Okay.
But when I tell you, she had the most game on the fucking planet. And she would literally take your girl from you.
Nice.
Like, a dude walks in there with his chick, and if she thinks she's pretty, like,
damn, I wish I had
dude,
that
go
Riz.
buy shoes somewhere else.
I
It didn't make sense.
Riz.
She had I fucking gave her props for it. I was like, bro, that's crazy that you just have. Because I don't think I have any game. If I do, it's accidental. Like, it's just me talking.
Agreed. My game is always accidental.
She literally would just, like, have this girl's number.
That's impressive.
And
I need
didn't
to
matter
meet
if
her.
the boyfriend
Do you know
was
her
there.
Still?
No.
No.
This was a long time ago.
I was like, I need to get a notepad and some pens and just start jotting some shit down because I have literally no game. I only hit on girls that I feel like I have no shot with.
That way, if it doesn't work out,
yeah,
like you're just like, well, yeah, duh.
Yeah. But sometimes, like, that'll backfire. I'll hit on a girl that I think I have absolutely no shot with, and she'll be like, "You're kind of cute," and I'll be like, "Uh-oh, I didn't think I'd get this far. I'm in trouble." Yeah, I saw it.
And you didn't kill it?
That guy? No,
Yeah.
he's just living.
Mm.
Maybe he's gonna pay rent. If I kill him, he can't pay rent.
Maybe he's still finding himself.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably
let him
is.
go.
Game off. I don't know, man. It was scary when it came out. It was scary. But to go back to being, you know, sexuality being on a spectrum, like, you know, I also think that, you know, I like women right now. Okay. I like women. But I do think that at some point, I could maybe like guys again. I don't know. Probably not because they're fucking disgusting. But it could happen. You know what I mean? It's a spectrum and things change.
Do you think, because you said you've said it, but I'm sure you also are terrified of how crazy the whole process is, but like having a kid?
Yeah.
Do you think, because you said you would want to actually have a kid.
Yeah.
So you think if you like further in life that you start to feel more you start leaning more towards having a family of your own, do you think that would then in your head kind of be like, oh, maybe I'll start checking out the guys again?
No.
To see if someone's like a good candidate.
Well,
you said it's fluid, so that's why I'm asking. I'm trying to
fluid, but like it's
you're
not
like, right now I like girls.
Well, because
it's
it's not fluid in the way that I'm like you could one day sit down and be like, you know what, maybe I can go back to that. Oh, dicks are awesome. Like, it just doesn't. It's not like that. It's more like you're, you know, whatever, when you're dating or doing, you know, finding people attractive. Mm-hmm. At some point, you're just kind of like, he's kind of cute. Mm-hmm. He's kind of cute, all right. You know what I mean? Like, that starts to happen, and then you're like, oh, I kind of want to fuck a dude. You know, like, that's how it works. Like, you're one way, and then, you know, slowly but surely, you start finding dudes attractive, or you start finding girls attractive, or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. But you have to be open to it. You have to be open to that. Otherwise, it won't ever happen. You will not allow yourself to have those thoughts.
That's fair.
Anyway, this was a gay conversation.
It's okay. I like gay conversations. They're a good time. Listen, I've had a ton of gay conversations. You forget where I used to work.
Oh yeah. That's
H&M was.
Gay.
When I tell you, I believe, at one point I was the only straight male manager. There was two when I started.
I believe that.
And then one transferred, and which wasn't a problem, but it was just like something gay always comes up. Which was cool because so there was kind of like a mix. There was like some younger gay people, and they were kind of like, they weren't as open.
Okay.
If you weren't gay.
Okay.
The older gay dudes, or like the gay dudes around my age, a little bit older, they're like, they don't give a fuck. They'll just talk about whatever. Yeah. And me, I'm just always curious, so I just ask shit.
Yeah, well, because you're also not a closed-minded asshole.
Yeah, like
but you're in the minority of guys, unfortunately.
I like knowing about worlds I know nothing of, and that's a
but
world I know nothing of.
Most guys be like, I don't want to inquire on that life because if I inquire on that life, that means I might be gay or somebody might think I'm gay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
and then that's where like a lot of like I think negative stereotypes or just like things that are just wrong come from because people don't educate themselves and they don't know and they're just like that's gay. Gay is bad. Not a fan. I don't know. It's got to be rough being a gay guy. It just sounds awful. I mean, you got to be so careful. You got to be so careful. Because if you're not going to gay spots and you hit on a guy and it's the wrong guy, you can end up in the hospital. You can end up dead.
Yeah.
There are people that will fucking really hurt you.
But I think, so, if you're that violent, if that's your reaction, like that violent, there's something else going on there.
Oh, for sure.
A, you're messed up in the head, and B, you're probably a little gay. If not really gay.
For sure.
Because I've been to gay bars.
They're dope.
Like, first off, super chill.
Yeah. And you'll get hit on. I'm like, that's a pick-me-up. Who doesn't like that?
Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for finding me attractive.
There's I've politely declined several times.
Yeah.
Like, people I've met through friends, whatever, and they're just like, hey, like, they'll come to me and tell me, hey, he asked if you were interested. And I'm like, I'm not, but thank you.
But thank you, I appreciate that.
And it's not like I can't hang out with that guy anymore because now he wants my dick. Like,
right,
no,
but there are
that's
so many
not.
people that are like, they won't be that what I'm describing is like physical, like find you and hurt you. But there are definitely guys that are like, you know, I can't be around that guy now because he finds me attractive and I'm scared he might do something. And it's like, bro, what is he gonna do?
He's still another guy. Fight him, dog.
It's wild.
Listen, if someone just went up and grabbed my dick, I'm not be like, hey, are you trying? You know, no. We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's the thing though.
We'll find out later why you grabbed my dick.
And because I know a lot of guys, especially guys at our work, that are like, yeah, you know, I don't have a problem with gay dudes, but man, if they hit on me. If they hit on me, like, I'm gonna fight on sight. And I'm like,
chill out. Women barely hit on you.
Yeah, you look like a fucking troll, let's be honest.
If a guy hits on you, you should be thankful.
Yeah, you'd be like, wow, I appreciate that. Maybe I'll take you up on it.
Both sides think I'm hot? Fuck.
Yeah. But it's just funny.
Can't tell me shit the rest of the week.
And, or they'll be like, yeah, you know, if a guy hits on me, I'll fuck him up. Or then they'll like, you know, well, you know, I don't have a problem with gay guys, but I just don't want to see him kiss. I'm just... That is always the funniest thing to me.
Why are you watching?
I
don't want to see anybody make out.
It's so funny. Anytime anyone ever says that to me, they're like, I don't have a problem with gay guys. I just don't want to see them making out in public. And it's like, do you see straight people making out in public? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, is that an issue? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so it's just a problem if two dudes do it. What about two girls? And they're like, yeah, it's cool when it's girls because girls are hot. Right? But if two dudes are making out, now you feel a certain way. And that's wild. That's crazy. I can't even, in my brain, when I rack all of the possible answers for that, I can't come up with one.
Speaking of two dudes making out, I got a funny story from high school. Okay.
Did you make out with a guy?
No. So, we're going to the movies, and it was a friend group. I realized, obviously, after the fact that this was like a setup.
Okay.
So, me and the girl I was dating we're in like a small SUV. Okay. So many people. We're actually in the trunk.
That's what's up.
So we're just hanging out. But obviously, you can see over the seats and still talk to everybody.
Jersey shit. Yeah.
So there's these two kids that are new to town. They're brothers, and our friend who's gay. They're all sitting in the bench seat in the middle. So out of nowhere, they're just like, oh, we dare you guys to make out, talking to us. I'm like, we're dating. Like, that's not a dare, really?
Right, yeah. Oh, no.
So I think they had a conversation before because the girl I'm dating is just like, well, if we do it, we'll do it if you guys do it. Talking to the guy that we knew was gay and then one of the brothers.
Right.
So he's like, bet. So literally 2 seconds.
Did the brother?
So well, we're getting there.
Okay.
So this girl's tongue couldn't have been in and out of my mouth any faster because her head was going right back to watch. Yeah. Like she knew what was happening.
This was a choreograph.
Yeah. They just start going ham.
Woo!
Mind you, his younger brother is sitting next to him.
How old are you guys?
This is high school.
Okay.
This is beginning of senior year. So I was
17,
younger than
18.
everybody. No, I was like 15,
Shoo!
working on 16.
What the hell?
So it's because of when I moved down here.
Oh, okay.
It was like by a week. I should have actually stayed back. It was like by a week.
Okay.
So anyways, like this kid's just like yelling. He's like, stop, just stop.
The younger brother?
He did not know his brother was into guys at all.
Okay. Did anybody?
They must have known that he was at least bi, which after the fact it was pretty obvious because I saw that guy with guys and girls within the next couple months.
So yeah.
But like they just started going ham, and it's like he's like, man, stop. He's like, just stop. Oh. And I'm just like, stop looking. Like, you don't have to watch.
I don't know, man. It's fucking...
And that only got wilder and wilder. So we get to the movies, and they, I guess, like, I don't know, that was just a trigger or what, but they just kept going at it.
Yeah, they were waiting for their moment, man.
They kept disappearing to the bathroom.
Yo, let's go.
We were at the top. Now, I didn't see it. Like, I didn't look.
Okay.
But I saw enough of motion out of my peripheral. So I'm sitting, they're sitting to the right of me, and the girl I'm dating is sitting next to me. Mm-hmm. I guess she leaned forward for whatever reason, and I see her just go. And she's just like mouth gaped open, and I'm like, do I want to look? Because I know who's over there, and I just kind of see her in my peripheral. Someone's in a seat, someone's not in a seat.
Yo!
And I was like, yo, this is a packed movie theater. This is wild.
That's what's up, man.
Then I'm like,
good for them.
His brother's still here somewhere.
I forgot about that.
His brother's still here somewhere.
God, where is he?
This is crazy. I don't know. I hope he left. I
hope he left also. Maybe
this was so long ago. I mean, this was senior year. This was 2006. So this was a long time.
Senior year, of 2006, I was in 6th grade. So
I'm an old guy.
Yeah,
I turned 35. So that's where I was so young. Senior year. So I moved from Jersey in the middle of the school year during like winter break or something, and school starts earlier down here.
Yeah.
So I think I made it by a week, and then in conjunction with my birthday, because my birthday is the end of August, and normally up north school wouldn't have started yet.
Yeah.
Down here, school starts before my birthday.
Right.
So it was like this weird thing, and I missed it by like a week or something. I think if we had moved a week earlier, they would have been like, you missed too much or something like that, or a week later. And they're like, yeah, you would have had to repeat that grade from the beginning. But they just stuck me in that grade.
Cheers.
So it was like this weird thing. So yeah, I was always younger than everybody. Senior year, I think when I graduated, when I started, I was like turning 16, I think. Or turning 17, which was still young because everybody's like 18 in high school.
Yeah, they're turning 18 basically.
And I'm just like, yeah, not me.
My birthday's in June, so I wasn't 18 until after I graduated.
Yeah, same. I know. I think the summer after. Yeah, because the end of the summer after I graduated.
Yeah, interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, I really would like guys to be a little less angry about shit. Obviously, wishful thinking, but I mean, we work in a very hyper masculine environment right now, and that's kind of it's funny because it's like this is the environment in which like all of those things come out. Like I'm not gay, I don't have a problem with gay people, but don't come near me if you're gay.
But in a tower in Iraq, I might be a little lonely.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad. I don't know, dude. It's 2023, and you'd think that I think like people would be a little bit less dumb with that, a little less Neanderthal, but no, as it turns out. So I don't know. But again, it's really only something I experience with dudes. The only guys are like that. Typically, when I interact with women, women have no issue whatsoever. Even if they're not gay, they're just like, oh, whatever, it's cool. It's cool. Even if they're not gay, they might, be a little curious.
Yeah, cool. What's that like?
Yeah.
It's like you're trying to find out.
Yeah. I mean, I think, like, girls are just, they're cool with it. It's not a big deal. Also, girls aren't going to beat the crap out of you if you hit on them. I haven't found that to be the case. Ever. Like, also, I'd be like, I wish a motherfucker would. Like, come on, let's go. But I also don't want to hit it. I don't want to hit like.
You don't hit anybody?
not. I mean, I'll. I don't know. It's weird. Because I was about to say, I was like, I want to hit like a nice girl, and then I was like, but would I hit a masculine girl? And I'm like, probably. But I guess like more femmy girls, I wouldn't be able to hit them. I'd feel bad.
I forgot what movie it was. Like the guy couldn't hit the girl, so he like covered her face with something so he could punch her. Like
That's
he's like,
funny.
I couldn't. He's like, I can't hit a girl. Like he
Yeah.
kept pulling his punches, and then he like covered her head because she wouldn't stop hitting him.
That's
He was
funny.
just punching the. It was like a burlap sack.
I feel like I kind of maybe.
It was like a very popular
I
movie.
can't remember. That's funny. Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Sexualized fluid. That's all I got on that particular topic.
It's a good time. What's your next topic? I know you.
My
wrote
next
these down.
topic?
I'm gonna get this, and you get your next topic fired up. Is that I need another one of these bad boys. You need anything?
Wife. You mean that you can get from the kitchen?
Yeah.